Anyone having any doubt? Assignments done or not? Please. Okay. So it's mean you guys don't have any doubt, everything is done. Assignment done for everyone?
No sir, I have not done the assignments. College में ही सारा दिन लग जाता है. I get only 1 hour.
Okay. So देखो.
But I'll try today.
Yes. Keep on practice because yesterday was again off.
सर 12 o'clock तक एग्जाम होमवर्क होता है कॉलेज का, वो सबमिट करना होता है, फिर उसके बाद.
वो तो मुझे पता है कॉलेज में क्या चल रहा है. चलो एनीवेज वो भी जरूरी है, बट असाइनमेंट्स आर आल्सो इम्पोर्टेंट. इफ यू वांट टू लर्न definitely you must have to do the assignments. Okay, otherwise the things will become the same as you come, okay, at the first time. You will pass out at the same into the same scenario. So I don't want, if you are here, if you are spending time, then you should learn the things. That is my motto. So I want my every student should learn a lot. Not 100% because 100% is not possible. Whatever the things I will do, you are not supposed to done into the first attempt. It is true. But I want at least you guys will learn after complete of this Python minimum 60 to 70% at least. Okay, if you learn the things 60 to 70% into this course, just you can say yourself, you can grade yourself that you have good knowledge about the Python. Because my assignment, you already check it out, my assignments are not simple enough. They are little diplomatic and maximum assignments are based on the real time scenario. Okay, I always try to impart the real time scenario things into my sessions, and this would be the more fruitful for me as well and for you as well, because inside industry whenever you sit into the production, it doesn't mean that always you will get the programs to add 2 numbers, to multiply 2 numbers. This could not be happen. Okay, so please keep on practice. You all are doing very good because I am getting the responses from your side, and there are few batches where I didn't get even a single responses as well, but you are on good way. Okay, so don't worry, don't get demotivated. I again told you the same thing. My assignments are not simple enough. Keep this point into the mind. They are little diplomatic. Okay, in future you will get again the diplomatic assignments. Okay, so don't worry, you will learn day by day. I already told you, any programming language, it doesn't mean that you are learning Python, you are learning C, C++ or Java. Any programming language, whatever you are going to learn, that required the practice a lot. If you do the practice a lot, then definitely you will become the expert. Okay, so now I am moving ahead. Last time I give you the assignment that you are supposed to find out the number of words, number of characters, okay, number of consonants, number of vowels. So that's one your assignment. Number of digits as well. I still didn't get any response from your side in the context of this assignment. So everyone done this assignment or not? Please let me know.
Which one was that?
Sorry, I didn't get.
Which assignment, sir? Which assignment?
Count the number of words, number of character, number of digits from a single file that I already gave you.
No, sir. Nahi kiya.
Okay, so anyone else who attempted this assignment, who solved this problem statement?
I tried, but it didn't work out. So
Okay, so that's mean you also didn't. Anyone else who tried and stuck somewhere, please let me know. I will check the logic what exactly that you are doing, because I am not covering this assignment. Still this assignment is still assignment. Anyone who attempted this assignment, please let me know. No one? Okay, so for the same I am giving you the hint, but I still, this one your assignment, because this one is the important assignment. If you are into the 3rd semester of the data structures, okay, I think this would be the first question with the help of C, C++ to count out to open the file, to read the characters, to read the words and so on. Okay, so in the context of the data structure as well. So this one your first experiment in the data structure. So now, okay, I'll give you just a hint for the same, and I hope you guys will try to attempt it. So this one is let's suppose this one is a data. Okay, this one is a data. Let me clean this. So this one is a line number 1, okay, line number 2, okay, line number 3. So these are the 3 lines. The first question is that you are supposed to find it out. Okay, these are the words. You are supposed to find it out the number of the number of lines. Very simple way. You are just supposed to count out the length of the read line method. That's it. Okay, read line. You know read line what exactly do? It will read the entire data line by line. Very simple. Very simple. The first problem statement is done very simple. Okay, you are supposed to just print out the length of this list and you will get the number of lines. Second thing, what you are supposed to do. Second thing, what you are supposed to do. You are supposed to iterate through. Okay, iterate through this list one by one. Okay, for example, for I in L, and you will get this line into the I. So what you are supposed to do, you are supposed to split it. Okay, split it according to the space, and you are supposed to take a one variable initially, that would be the 0, and how many times that loop will be executed, you are supposed to add this variable. That's it. Okay, add by 1. That's it. Okay, you are supposed to use the split method. Split method will break it out. It will give you another list. Okay, another list, and you are supposed to iterate that list, because list contain the lines and line contain the words, and you are supposed to do iteration one by one, and whenever this line will be come over inside I, okay, again you will split it. After splitting it, you will get, let's suppose the 3 words, you will get the 3 words. Okay, then mean the next loop will be iterated through only 3 times, and you are supposed to add again the same loop will be executed. Let's suppose this time you are getting the 4 words, and again this variable will be incremented 4 times, because that loop will be executed 4 times, and so on. Okay, again the next concept, that you are supposed to find out the number of characters. So very simple way, number of character, you are supposed to read the entire data into the string format. Okay, into the string format. When you read the data into the string format, again you are supposed to perform the len function. Len will return you the data, but is the length of this string. Okay, let's suppose this this entire data is read it out into the string format, and you are find it out the length of this string. Okay, you are find it out the length of this string. So length of this string, let's suppose here the number of characters are 50, then the length you will get the 50. Okay, so this one is the third problem statement. And again there is a 4th problem statement. Now what you are supposed to do, you are supposed to find out the number of characters. Okay, number of character that we already find it out. Okay, with the help of this len function. The len function will return you the entire number of character, and it will be return you in the form of the len. Okay, so again you are supposed to iterate through one by one. Now this time if I iterate through this entire data one by one, then inside I, the first character will be there, second character will be there, third, and entire character will be iterated through. Okay, so again you know is a digit method. Okay, is space method. Okay, or again you can check out, you are supposed to make a list that contain the vowels only. If that data is there, okay, if that I is present into this, you are supposed to increment this vowel variable by 1. Okay, you are supposed to take this VV and you are supposed to increment this vowel variable by 1. Okay, here the digit variable by 1. Okay, here the space variable by 1. If all the conditions are true, okay, that's mean the else part mean the miscellaneous. That means this character doesn't is not space, is not vowel, is not digits. What exactly it is? It is the special character. Okay, like this, it can be the special character. So that's mean it's a miscellaneous inside the data. And again, respectively to this, you are supposed to take the different variable and you are supposed to increment that variable one by one. Okay, so this is the little diplomatic and the little lengthy code. If you done this, your all concept would be clear. Okay, so I highly recommend you kindly try to attempt it. If you attempt it, very good. If you are unable to solve this problem, don't worry, I will solve this problem into the next class. So I am leaving this till this one your assignment. Okay, and last time again this was your assignment and I give you guys off, but still assignment is there. Okay, rest of the assignment I already implemented. You just sending me the same code. So I was expecting this assignment from your side, and it's very easy. Okay, and very useful assignment. Okay, later on what you can do, we learn the, we implement one code that I suppose with the help of the find. Okay, with the help of the find, how many time that character is there, okay, how many time the Python is there. The same code can be implemented on the files now. Again, you are supposed to make this code over the file. You copy the data from the internet and try to implement that exactly code. The code is same, okay, but this time, earlier the string was static, now this time you are supposed to get the data from the files. Okay, and I will give you one more assignment. One is this one and second one is this one, that you are supposed to find the find method that we implemented with the help of the while true loop in the case of the string. I think that was assignment number 3 or assignment number 4, to count the existence of the character or existence of the word, how many times that particular character and the word is available into the entire data. So at that time we took a data into the string format, that was the static data. Now this time you are supposed to take the data from the files, and again the code is same, but this time you are supposed to read this data from the file. Okay, now you will better understand what exactly the use case of this one. Okay, so these 2 assignment I am leaving on you, and I hope you guys will try to attempt it, and I will solve today some more assignment which are respected to the files, because file handling is one of the most important topic. Okay, without database, I already told you n number of time, without database you are not supposed to complete the project into the industry. Okay, that doesn't matter what type of database is there. The data can be come from the n number of sources. I already told you, on the MySQL, on the files, on the cloud. Okay, cloud can be Amazon, okay, can be Azure, can be GCP. Okay, the cloud can be any vendor. Okay, even IBM as also the vendor for the clouds. Okay, so data can be come anywhere from the different servers. Okay, so keep this point into the mind. Without a database, it is impossible to complete a project inside the industry. Okay, it is impossible according to my experience. But yes, sometimes there are simple scripts that you are supposed to implement it. At that time there is no requirement of the data, but they are the scripts, simple scripts. Okay, but in the case of the projects, okay, I am highlighting the word that is the project. In the case of the project, the data is important part. Okay, it doesn't matter data is in which format, whether it's a structure, whether it's an unstructured, whether it's a semi structure, that doesn't matter. Okay, but the thing is that if you're supposed to design any application, if you're supposed to go to solve any project, okay, any project basically, then at that time the data is the highly required, otherwise impossible. Okay, so I am moving ahead. So we learn about the write method. Okay, we learn about the read and the various type of read. I already shown you, and the tell and the seek, the 2 special method which are used to ask the cursor where exactly the cursor is, and it will move the cursor from the forward to the backward direction. Okay, this depend. So all these things we learn about it, because this is all about the basics of the file handling. Okay, now every problem statement is depend upon all these things. Okay, all these things, everything is depend upon all these, whatever the code that we are supposed to design now. Okay, so we are familiar.
Sir,
Yeah, please.
is it possible to find, by the using tell, end of the file or start of the file?
Yeah, sir. Yes, definitely. End of the file, how you can read to the end of the file. Let's suppose you perform this operation, read. So what exactly mean of this? It's mean it is reading the entire data. Okay, it is reading the entire data. Now your cursor is moving over here. You can ask with the help of tell. Now it will give you the last position, because I already told you when you perform the read operation, the entire data will be read it out and the cursor is moving at the end of the file. So at that time when you will ask to the file, okay, where is my cursor, he will give you this position. Might be this position can be 50, might be this condition can this position can be 100. Okay, it's depend upon the size of the file. So you want to move it over here. Okay, you want to move it over here. Now your cursor is blinking over here. Now you want to move this cursor on the 0th position. Then you are supposed to use this seek method. Okay, with the help of seek, now your cursor is moving over here. So this is the way.
Okay, so
Yeah.
Okay, so finding the start of the file is easy. Just say 0. But to go to the end, we can go to the fread and then find the ftell, whatever the value comes, that becomes.
Yes. Because in Python 2 there was the parameter that is -1 is available. That's mean end of the file. But inside Python 3 this is not applicable. We already see it's give the error message when you try to pass out the -1 parameter. So that feature is not available inside Python 3. Python 3 is supported for these 3 parameters, the 0, 1 and -1. Okay, that Python
Other
2.
thing is that the other thing which I was coming across, that when I was doing this read lines,
Mhm.
so remember we were doing this /t tab.
Yeah, /t for the one tab, I implemented two tabs.
Yeah. So when we were reading, when I was trying to put the comment like read lines, it was also coming as a /t.
No, sir, it's depend upon your data. It's depend. Let's suppose your data is something like this. Okay, the ID, comma name, okay, comma age, comma salary, comma department, and so on. Okay, now this time I segregate the data with the help of these commas. Okay, and at that point I segregate the data with the help of the tabs. So whenever you are supposed to read out the data, until unless you won't see the data, then it is impossible to write the proper sequence for that data. Okay, so whenever you're supposed to handle the data, at that time it is mandatory to watch over the data, what exactly the data is, what possible pattern that you can find it out from that data. Okay, because whenever the files are generated, they follow some kind of the little bit schema over there. For example, the first record, okay, in the next line the next record would be there, in the third line the next record will be something like this. Okay, if your system is generating something like this, okay, ID, name, okay, age, @ 101, RAM, okay, 25, next record will be segregated with the @ something like this. Schema can be anything. Okay, but there should be some kind of schema, but this is the unstructured data, you can check it out. Okay, you can check it out, this is the purely unstructured data, and when you are supposed to process it, the question is diplomatic. There are some framework which says we provide the schema when we are reading the data. Okay, when we are reading the data. So two types of schemas are there, one is the read and second one is the write. That's mean whenever you are supposed to write a data, at that time you are supposed to provide some kind of schema, otherwise you will get the error message. Okay, but some framework, some software says no need to provide any kind of schema, we will read the data. Okay, at that time when we will read the data, at that time we are supposed to perform some kind of schema. Okay, so this kind of terminologies are very the famous into the industry, and this is very one of the most important question at the point of the interview in the case of the database. In the case of the MySQL, what is the difference between the schema on read, okay, and schema on write. Okay, who are coming from the technical background, who done the 4th or the 5th semester in the BTech, there is a subject that is called DBMS. Okay, and now there is one more subject, RDBMS. So at that time, this is the, I suppose, the chapter number 1 or 2, they define what exactly the difference between the schema on read and schema on write. Some software, some frameworks which are follow on this mechanism, some of which are followed in this mechanism. If I talk about MySQL, that follow the schema on write. If I talk about the NoSQLs, okay, NoSQL databases, they follow the schema on the read. Okay, they doesn't bother about what type of schema. They says, okay, don't worry, you just send the data. When I will perform, when I will find out the insight from the data, at that time I will define my own schema. Okay, so you can segregate with this. The schema on write, the name specify itself when I am supposed to enter the data into the softwares. At that time I have to perform the same schema, whatever the schema I define on the designing of this data. Okay, so we will see this point later on when we will do the MySQL. At that time the MySQL follow this concept, that is the schema on the write. You are supposed to provide the same schema, whatever the schema that you define prior to enter the data. Okay, and these are not our concern, these are the concept of the totally NoSQL databases. Okay, the HBase is there, the MongoDB, Cassandra, CosmoDB, something like this. So that is all about the concept. This is again the important concept in the context of the interview, schema on read and schema on write. So any data, this is the unstructured data, but if I thoroughly observe this data, then you can find it out the schema over there. Here this schema is this one. When the data is segregated, when the data is separated, that use the @sign. Okay, @sign. So with the help of this @sign, I can find out the information. I can find out the information, because whenever the software, whenever the any application which you define, they produce the data. Okay, they produce the data, and what type of data they produce? it's depend upon totally the framework at the time of designing. What are the basic specification at that time that you follow. Whenever the files are generated, they will perform some kind of schema. If I show you, I think I already show you the file for the same.
So are we saying that every time when we read line, whenever we gonna use
Sir, data can be, it doesn't mean that data is always into the lines. Okay, data can be a simple file as well. But you are supposed to, okay, you are being a programmer, it's your responsibility that you are supposed to process that data. Okay, and what schema that you are finding from that data, it's totally depend upon that situation. That until unless you won't watch the data, how you are supposed to find it out. If I show you some data, now you will get understand. Okay, yes sir, I think I already shown you this data or not. The web logs I show you earlier or not?
No.
Okay, so let me show you, then the picture would be more clear to you guys. Okay, these are the 1000 records, the web logs. Okay, and this is the purely unstructured data. And but this data contains some kind of information that being a programmer, being a data analyst, that's your responsibility to find out the schema from between this data. Now you can check it out. This one is the unstructured data, purely unstructured data. Okay, but this contain lots of information. This one is the IP address. Okay, this one is the IP address, and this one is the date, on which date that IP address come on my server, and what exactly he did. He watch out the digital camera, okay, digital camera, and which model that he watch out, that is the Sony KUX. Another person who come with this IP address, and that the Canon PowerShot, he check it out this particular item into my server. Okay, another one who come and which section he move, flat televisions, and which television that he check it out, the Samsung. And Samsung, another person, the IP address is this one. He come on my server and check out the Usha, okay, MST Air extenders, okay, whatever the item is there. Another person come on the Wi-Fi section and he check it out the Sony, and so on. So now you can check it out. This is the entire information what exactly you did on my server. On the basis of this information, I am supposed to give you the notification what exactly that you are looking for. Now you can check it out. You get the recommendation into the Facebook, into the n number of application, on what basis they are generating it. Whenever you are going to any server, you leave the identity over there. Okay, the IP address, at what time you come on that particular server, and what thing that you are looking for. Okay, the entire things. Now you can check it out. This one is the information. This one is the information that this IP address is looking for the digital camera. That's mean it is interested into the digital camera. I don't know who is the concerned person over there, but I know the IP address. I know the machine IP address. If I'm searching out from my laptop, definitely I am the person who is looking for this one. And immediately when you enter into your Facebook, into your another social networking site, immediately you will start getting the recommendation. Okay, the digital camera, this one from Flipkart, from anywhere. Okay, so here this one is the data and you are supposed to perform. Now this data is not easily handled. Okay, here then there is a special module that is called a regular expression. Okay, with the help of regular expression, you are supposed to find out the pattern from this data. Okay, then you are supposed to find out the pattern from this data with the help of the regular expression. Again, very highly used module in the case of the data analytics. Okay, so now the picture is more clear to you guys. What exactly the things, what is the role of the data. Now you can check it out. This one is my server logs. Okay, this one is the web logs, and my server is generating the data into this sequence. Now these are only 100 records. If let's suppose I am the Amazon, then million of people who are coming to my website. Okay, and different people are coming from the different mindsets. Every person is looking for something. Okay, so at that time I am supposed to process, because information is this one, the IP address and the time, okay, and what exactly he did. These are the most important information, because on the basis of this I am supposed to generate the business. Everything is everything whatever you do, the business analyst or data analyst, that the role is to increase your business. This is the one way by which you can increase my business. Okay, if you are data analyst, I give you this data. Okay, now your responsibility is, okay, find it out how many people who come on my website, and what was the the most searched product today. Okay, what was the most, you know, the product which is look out by the people today, and you can say which one category is look out mostly by today, or you can check it out with the last 5 days, with 10 days, which IP address used to frequently come on my server. Okay, again this IP address can become 2 times, 3 times, 4 times, 5 times, even the 10 times as well, according to the behavior of the person. Now how many time he enters on my, you know, on my server, according to that I can analysis the better. Because being a human nature, your budget set, your mindset is, let's suppose you want to buy a mobile for, let's suppose 15,000 range. Being a human nature, you will get the recommendation of Apple as well, but that is out of your budget. Okay, you will go over there, okay, you will go over there, and even you will spend time over here, but as comparatively this 15,000 range, you are supposed to spend here the less time, because your budget is this one. Okay, you will definitely go over there, but everything is analyzed by the algorithms, and finally I am supposed to find out the final conclusion. This person belong to the budget of 10,000 to 20,000, or might be 15,000 to 18,000. It is all totally depend upon the search, your search history. Okay, and what time that you are spending over there, that is totally depend upon the time spent as well, because whenever your mindset is settled down on the 15,000 budget, you will spend more time which are the range of this 15,000, 17,000, 18,000, or might be the 20,000. If your budget is not for the iPhone, then you will go over there, definitely you will go over there, but you might be spend over here 1 minute or 2 minutes. If you compare the minutes with it, here you will spend 10 minutes and 20 minutes. Now the system will analyze, okay, this person is fall under to this category, so I am supposed to give the recommendation which is from the 15,000 to 20,000. Okay, so now this one is the entire and very big game, so that is not our concern. Back to the main point. And okay, so earlier we see, let's suppose you are opening a file. Okay, you are opening a file, so at that time it is mandatory to close that file. These two operations are required whenever you are supposed to open a file, and it is highly recommended. Okay, sometime you forgot to close that file, but your program is work properly, but in some scenarios it may generate the error. Okay, it may generate the error. So keep this point into the mind. Whenever you are supposed to open this file, at that time it is highly required that you are supposed to close that file. Okay, highly required. Some systems, some latest Windows work fine, but if you implement the same thing into Windows 7 or the even Windows 7, you will definitely get some kind of errors or some kind of messages over there. Okay, the warning messages over there, but in Windows 10 or the latest version, this error won't be happen. So it is highly recommended that you are supposed to close this file. Okay, so this is the one way. Another way, I don't want to close this file. Okay, so how I can open a file? With the help of with statement. Okay, with open. The with is a keyword. Okay, I am writing it clearly. The with is a keyword, exactly same. Okay, open. Which file I am supposed to open? I am supposed to open this abc.txt file. On which mode that I am supposed to open? I am opening into the read mode, write mode. That is exactly same that we learned into the last videos. As f. Okay, so this one is become the file pointer. Okay, this become the file pointer. Now, as we know, whenever these columns occur, okay, at that time it highly recommended to give the tab indentation. Okay, highly recommend to give the tab indentation. So here the columns are occur. So whatever lines that I am supposed to writing over here, that would be associated. Okay, that would be associated with this. Okay, that would be associated with this file. So that's mean whatever operation that I am performing over here, that would be associated with this file, because with the help of this tab indentation. And here no need to close this file. Automatically when these lines will be executed, it automatically closed. Okay, it automatically closed. So keep this point into the mind. So with is a special keyword. Okay, with the help of this with, you are supposed to perform the set of related tasks. Okay, you can say the set number of statements which are associated with one file. Okay, which are associated with one file. You can consider this concept as well. Let's suppose you want, these are the number of lines. Let's suppose these are the 20 line, 25 line, 30 line, 39 lines that you want you want to associate it with these number of line with single file. You want that these line would be executed over here only with this file. So at that time, so we take the help of this with statement. Okay, and again with this keyword, and as I am combining the entire thing, okay, entire thing as file pointer. Okay, now this become my file pointer. Rest of the things are same. F dot read, F dot write, okay, F dot read lines, write lines, and so on, whatever operation that you want to perform, okay, with the help of this with statement. So in future we will mostly use this with, okay, mostly used in production as well, the mostly used with the help of this with, and there is no need to explicitly close the, okay, explicitly close the file. Keep this point in mind. I think this question would be into the Microsoft examination as well. Okay, and now the next part is I am writing a program, to check whether the file is exist or not. Okay, I told you in the last video, if you are opening a read mode, okay, if you are opening a read mode, it is mandatory that file should be there. If the file is not there, then you will get the error message. Okay, but I don't want error message. I want a message from the user, okay, from the program, this file is not available. Okay, that I want to handle this scenario, because sometime, yes, the human nature, you can do the mistake. Sometime you are supposed to pass the file name, which file name is not available. Okay, and at that time, if I don't handle this scenario, okay, you will get the error message. But I don't want error into the real time scenario, because into the real time scenario, what exactly happen, it give you the message this file is not available. Okay, so I am handling that entire scenario practically. So I am writing a code for the same. Now the picture would be more clear to understand. Okay, so here I am writing a code for the same. So import, I am importing a specific module, that is the OS and system module. System module we already seen in the last video when we made the username and password. The OS module, later on we will describe this module into the great detail. Okay, after this file handling. For this point of time, that's mean, just understand it, I am importing a one module, and that module name is called OS. That's mean the operating system. With the help of OS, now you are supposed to play with the operating system file structure. Okay, so later on we will describe this module into the great detail, don't worry about it. So file name, okay, let's suppose I am asking from a user, okay, app name is equal to input of enter file name. I am asking from a user, okay, please enter the file name, which if that file is available, then I will show the content of that file. Otherwise I will say, okay, this file is not available. Now understand it, if os.path dot is file, okay, so this one is the method which is available into the OS library. Okay, into the OS module there is a method, the path, inside path module there is file is a method. It will return you true or false. If the file is there, then it will return you true. If the file is not there, then it will return you false. Okay, so if the file is there, okay, so it will return you true, and I am just printing a message. Okay, I am printing a message, we are opening a file. Okay, we are opening file. Okay, so we are opening file. I am making it more decorated. So I am importing one more module, and that module is time. We already understand it, what is the meaning of time. Okay, so here time dot sleep of 3 seconds. Okay, just I am sleeping this line for 3 seconds only. Now this is the one scenario. Okay, this one is the one scenario, and let me open that file as well, because that file is available. So f is equal to, okay, f is equal to open. I open which file that I am gonna to open, f name. Okay, f name. On which mode? I am opening to the read mode. Okay, read mode. So now this file is opened. Now let's suppose else. Okay, else part. Now let's suppose this file is not available. So I am simply printing a message to the user. Okay, this message to a user, this file is not available. Okay, spelling mistake I suppose, don't worry about it. So this file is not available. Okay, so I'm displaying this message, and after displaying this message, I am terminating the program. Okay, system dot exit. So what is the meaning of this? It's mean whenever the file is not there, my system will be exited. Okay, from here the control will not move to the next lines. My program will be terminated over here. Okay, because that file is not available, I will get this message on the screen, and after that my program will be shut it down. Otherwise, if I won't handle this scenario, if I normally open this this line, then what will be happen? If the file is there, then okay, otherwise it will give you the file not found error and with some kind of message. But I don't want that kind of things, because that is the exception. Okay, but I want this message when the file is not there, and I don't want to move my control ahead. Okay, so for not moving my control ahead, I am implementing system.exit. Okay, exit. So here it's mean that I am coming out from entire code. Okay, I'm closing the entire file. I won't execute the next line, whatever the lines are there. Let's suppose they lie down the thousands of lines, that I am not going to implement them. Okay, with the whenever this condition will be executed. So understand this concept next. Now my file is open. Now what I am supposed to do, I am displaying the content of that file. Okay, now I am displaying the content of that file. So I am writing over here print, very simple message. Okay, the content is that's I am showing. Okay, content is this one, and we know how you can display the content. Data is equal to f dot read. Read mean I read the entire data in the string format, and then I am displaying the data. That's it. Okay, that's it. So again, you are supposed to close this file. Okay, f dot close. That's it. So I'm saving it and I'm running. Then the picture would be more clear. So file not found dot py. Okay. So cmd. Okay, so this time py space file not found dot py. Okay, sorry, I did a mistake. Now you guys can check out which mistake I made. Forward to impart the columns. Okay. Okay, enter the file name. So I am entering a file name abc.txt. Now this file is not available. You can check it out. Okay, abc file is not available. So let's suppose I am entering abc.txt file. So now we are opening the file. Okay, just for delay of 3 seconds. Now you can check it out the content of this file. The content is Nitin Ravi Rani. Okay, so let's suppose one more time I am entering let's suppose as one.py. Okay, as one dot. We are opening the file, and the content of this file is this one. Okay, so one more time I am executing it. So this time I am writing it because I didn't pass out the extension, so it is unable to open the file. So this file is not available. Now what is happening? When my control moved over here, automatically everything is shut it down. So it is not moving ahead. Okay, it is not moving ahead. So this one is the way. With the help of this one, you are supposed to handle this kind of things. That's why I write this code after this code to explain this concept. But what you can do, you can cut this code and paste over here. It will work fine. Okay, but I want to explain you this concept because sometime you are supposed to use this system.exit, because this interview question, this is the Microsoft question as well. Okay, in what I remember the question name is, on what condition your program will not execute further. Okay, the question was something like this. They write this statement. Okay, they write the another statement as well, but the perfect answer for this one, system.exit. Okay, so I show you this way. Otherwise, if you write over this concept over here, it will work fine. Okay, it will work fine. Okay, now I think the picture is clear how you can check it out whether the file has exist or not. So very simple, os.path.is file. If that file is there, then it will return you the true. If file is not there, then it will return you the false as well. Okay, so any question till now?
So based on this, obviously the path is current location, right? Like for example, the file which we just opened, that file was in Ireland.
Yeah, no problem. If if you want to read out from the specific directory, then the solution is this one, let's suppose you want to read it out this file. Okay, this file, let the path is this one. Let's suppose inside C++. Okay, there are so many things. So inside books. Okay, no. So let me inside data. Here again the folder is there. Let's suppose inside this. Okay, inside this ML, inside this classification tree. Okay, so very big path. I am copying this path. Property. Okay, control C, control Z. Okay, control C. Which file that you want to open? I want to open this file. Okay, and